Those neon lights draw me like a moth to a flame. Well, you can walk out the door and leave me here if you want to. 'Cause here I have all the friends you see with me. Fire road keeps taking me away. Fire road keeps calling my name. Headed down that fire road. Headed down that fire road. Well, I'm walking down the highway with my gear back and my cowboy hat. Got to make me stand while I'm still young. Got to chase this rodeo dream to the ground. 'Cause I can hear that from the bull just calling my name. Fire road keeps taking me away. Fire road keeps calling my name. Headed down that fire road. Headed down that fire road. Well, the newborn baby is born with a new path ahead. He's gonna start walking on this path someday. And Grandma looks out to the eastern sky. The path of life is almost changing to a rainbow. Fire road keeps taking me away. Fire road keeps calling my name. Headed down that fire road. Headed down that fire road. Right.
Nalsagi hoje nahulji sho hehe hada kesigi horoyen kenanda Dr. Buu Nygren I hodon kenench hananashle sado skeda honitsinigi tachi ninslendo nats ozebasichin do todich ini desichedo nats oze desionale hoto de nensle ado hodo hanen geceshle hegenle Boston, Massachusetts don geceshle le Harvard University adie training de tradisha le peso ban hat enigido peso chido insto haleto da job peso joba khayanigi dia aria yese juno khnal ya dast do khatoda dahwit siego large peso ya da halyanigi do nanstan saigido khayid nebada enski ade bestahon shodo askesin dahwit ado khodoye abe hanaste halet ola yego alaj do lisa ala pa khojin zendo benach inna hojos hot oi nsa kesto dat hegi yego betzilo just sino the Ninjano, Bansaha case on Soya Bansis case. Ade, Kadisha, Le Harvard University. See, she been the nature hodo. Nas now this usually the Quigushin Shataton, Nadal so space of an had Eringidina Nish had a knowledge Hasto, did a base of it, or was to Halet or the base of she did eat had Nenigi. To na this song in Halledro, na this song Ahoyanda, Skin Longe Dees go Ahoyanda, Skin Laban says the Costo Ahoyanda, did hate Obanson case Hatnigi, Jordan Eban and Ajalo, Hayut and Eban says a case as now 400,000 of Ando Chaos, Yon So Benina, that's says Dozen, the Nehode, Kadisha, Do, Nado Hodoye, upcoming holidays and appreciation days, the Ida October Jenahologies, October 9, Behadol, Indigenous Peoples Day, said Bob Beninach Ahos in 1990, New Mexico, 2019. President Joe Biden holiday in 2021. Indigenous Peoples Day the Kushi Demona les October 9 les local announcements nanage Horoban National le Navajo Homeowners Assistance Fund information she 55 million Washington Adon le Belas on le Native Community Capital EDC that is Donald Sosia Nahin Dehige that is ishi home 855-628-2272 to in Nida Hodoi Sanstanga Hawan Dasan Hessen Snake Don Le Nanjo Strutha was to the basic deed Dasan Nilda Ada the Hadashi Hawan Sandaisi or Snashe Ayoshakado was the no so da Hoto Ada the Hodos Hishioto Nan died the kitty gate Trebin shake it that is a Native Community Capital. What is happening in the world? Possible federal government operations shutdown. Esheganan the Yiskan Saturday. The more years ago, the Shebe Le Washington, the Kenasgred, Ye Hawando, De Hawan, Hajo, but not Assad at the Lago Engine, Peso, Hadin, the Belagana, but Washington, Ye Wasagido, Horoye, Sato, Atra, and Hinik Washington, Peso Ye de Jagi, AD, but had Sheba, the Hasadot, the BIA director died down and also Sanikachi, the Lado BIA. A hot end, Horoye, and the controller and Landa Shabahod Negi Shaw McCabe and Noy, the Asiego Atzago, a Tandes on the Asiego, the Handot is no yin Kisnasnep, a hot end, John Lee Beso, Kitchondas Engis Washington, the La reimbursement, they snapped the La Jos Jages Into, and I dump a kiddo at Scondalia, Renas Socia, another heat Nisa Beso, Kitchondas in him, Ishiayo, but in a hunt at the door, less no yet. A hot end, the Neba Washington, general funds, and Kinnick Peso Bill was the Edo, Hate Order, Nahanto, Insono, Ado, Ashia Siego, because I need into Lesto, Hajo, Joe Asiego, Nani, government shutdown, Washington government shutdown, Zago, this other no le travel industry, just in the net, and that's the door, that Ato, a teen of the Bacada, because that this travel industry economy, 140 million a day, on the La Bahileda, this cargo. Da noya, the shapen in Nacha a Washington, the sheet or that those Casa, da no yen da Adoshi, Horoshi, Dohajo Robin, Kislash Settle Job, Dick at Saturday, gonna Asiego, Bahadozins, Hatepo, Yenda, these Nestob, and that I add in the Shihodonis. Although this time in history, Google Inc. reaches 25. The Shehoroshes Asiego, Chidenos, and Google this Nerigim patients in case on base behind Neda, be it a Shihash, Das Kasha Halet all the dinas in the store, Halet all of how one a GC, Halet all of brake pads, as all stages in. That don't know she has been Das Kasha in a I owe Ase. Is she 25? Nasa, happy birthday, happy birthday to Google. Is she hot? I had all this. I don't know how the Shas Yego. How the other, not only than letting about the Shasi and Sonsom, hate a day, been deal in the short, hate all the journal, listen that these in the show. Google is the fourth most valuable company in in the world Diego sta at kiste na nisan tagit hato bayat Google ando hodana nagi life lesson hoduya melaganik eche in an argument with someone you care about the best way to get the last word in is to apologize. Stephen Covey, author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Dishin nek eche Diego heda dene yojo no do edan denia sinjano denes this sinigi khalit ola hajo a kid which has this Jenzoe, I apologize. Nek eche le o dishninde shanadan jenoda o holiese do she o Diego dit oban size kista. It just heda Diego satadon kishat etan the egists aro kedon the undista sentit o bansen kesigisto shifto hoto bahoni zedo Diego exists Diego but zilo she was yedi hodo aro ked behas dot zigi unledi the never has dot zeta a hot o enjono a legends in gido hajo askisna negi yat isha ala the this sin go exists yat isha one of the week's accomplishments the nanish anadeliagi junle da inisha da le Navajo Nation fiscal year 2024 comprehensive budget be last slave joy be last slingi jo the nebenant ajaloy a kid the shahin tegido nal sosta be his ani dos nis negi joy isha salahoja the nebenant ajalo ja not in the in khasir at in the 400,000 of all the kaya has anigi janob ge this angel again hini nacho hoto the nebenant an chef jat and the never cable car be lada so single not on in hanshnigi bili nacho eshi hoto banza case stray hodo the ni shijibakai stado be la singi alada senior senator jano cheda dos ni sto hajobe ta inishigida aro head start chiniyaji to ta alkhaigida edi and jano dos ni no the hajobe sin has ado peso sa pata dos ni no tre say the khos jida do na nal sos khadel nahadam e beso hasan hoto bebes kisna hasasne do 3 branch chiefs khatne again jano get neat ingi the Diego street sani chen how do as chini yajda say das isi it's isi da inis khaigida don le anindas tehida peso nache the house the youth programs don le school clothing programs so $3 million hoto jano bitch they did install be nache chini yajda da bitch hota dos nis khat no da choya Diego out only solid waste management department khadi yoz was khat no yes to chuka de do sabas has hot on Diego tselze hayito ne kha an halobanza keso bininache aro the never Washington days nishigida a 4% general wage but the hoda dos nesto chola yoda ilinga sin de ko hata sa hat hot beyond hoda any given nache Diego shada in nishigi and choshi hotese heda khanaz nishon janob ji just sito ayo bichina heli haida banse case when general shebeni nache hoto ba hodelia Diego style ardo hehadole chon hoju shata in nishigi executive branch OPVP hoji the nebenant abel khaz anigi adon le at and divisions hat nenegida arasto peshma an ye landa slingi at to don jano sisna an nesto hisya del tdo do an da hil rasoi nan nesuzole jota hinil zeno do hajo sisna an neshya Diego lanjano tilo la de jason ado hojishana as neshiso deputy chief of staff Urban Mitchell esta Diego Chicago do budget do Dominic Biel the office of management and budget kushina slatina the never Washington yana nisha Diego sti se bes ahozen adan nis anni the Navajo budget you give me hoto juno kisn da sil nisha bilanta sitli she come October 1st be that it is nish do the movies Canada Monday da le at in the Alanja Shandaz nishi division directors do Arper directed that and again le Winter Rock Airport hangar the ada sa sle da bedini skido khahan jono banda tot instead that's Washington do I base and get heliagi ashpedanil khanel na chidedi insto khanel na ni be that don nish da bad shnoy jo that nos is aro hanesh channel liagi se sta at in the balaho biga da no yeshin da snap john le hawanda at dot nish ban hat to hawan bidal dot asayan das tahigita arulne that naz nedegibisn da has anigita Diego obligated desne she shorobe lansne do peso da be kin ast bichoda yaga da hot ocean contracts desne again hot ocean bayatio no in the has ado hajoshia da adoshin le na kitha da zenna desra Diego anaidish kid hot do chide sil inigi halit olan non sa peso be da dotletigi digenda bichoda deal nesten sojo khaida na nation jono da bil go on jonon peso chide sil inigo neznana khina din khatin shlatin nache ade bita nisto peso ya na da hinte to tenen das lishge ane hito list reshi bidin da chitesla peso khatin khatin das khada hoja veterans housing updates Diego one does net no it's a lot so be slindas ne haben in nature is na journal so kind the seat nil do that is nishigibin in nature don the one don the del set da no da yeshin da hal den juk ade na ki but that is nish do se be how one every agency in the has nilago be got the list yet this so should I nish so to Diego poji den and the na do nalsosta bikke honda nisto nalsosta bikke hoda hawan salast sosta den zenigi inen da sosigi hajo hada dilne to bniesje da dilne benina chek adinda hayo khaholjiz na long ban sa kesto nda to ne kushina khaya dan don da khasa hawan del seta to ne chikade she salast so bagana kibeda desnesh se yegon hesiada shesiat to hawane hayut ne hitedan le ne de ne beke ba khaw thad shada Diego one si satin sin da no da even in nature Diego and Hanses case dog tata da bin in nature so nada sinle alet all the peso it is enigido peso ya nahin tegi the hotel ya go di the nature gen da show kaida Diego pohone zado yen so hoto jonli belgana wan hinke peso an here bit the halsni ge tsisa bin anish just at Washington da peso ni chaz in hoya Diego begin the astonle hot and hoto ben his nashne to peswas andan lenigida Diego bebes na da hasne ashode the nebenant adin sendo the nebenant became the so zone no hisen das nicht da bedone hoton kenanish solidole di peso dos nesto peso yan nahin tehigi the hos yago hawanda de no kido di da besh kato wasto tinda chida dilni khanenigia Diego bonet zadole ebinina nan kedeshni nihesto the neta no sent kida halsni ado shidea basis in that hasne base was under cardinals nele dan linigi ado shitla daisona sam so here Diego hajo nebenant became the so bisin das nicht da doch no da Diego asana hat ishin hat ado les teen bidder netle how one bidder netle jeno so loud the halond da aschini yajna da no sesige job bata halond nehi hot enigi hat base at in but linigi bin na hato en kiche handas Ado Navajo Nation EMS manager Chris Coley coordinated with the Chi chapter to sign an intergovernment agreement a Western Agency ambulance substation Tuba City de asato nis no beni nacha Diego le khada hot inhoda and le ambulance seda said was the EMS first responders hoda tenigi that needs in beni nacha hot on no it's not nish she director Mike Anderson public safety she was jono hoda tenigi bisin da has hojel ne hoda sisa hawade ade khanda ha khase ade basta ichiyetle hoto aro major projects I'm working on and horoye na nistan saigi bita inishigi to hodo in le shanaz le shige large kredit I shishels anigi den ebenant abels anigi bitte becker and then also stay nahin degido also sta shige kade shligi shaines isa Indian affairs di she ade hiche hat sich o alada besle chida beta des segi del enigi de shebeni nache al enigi hot ya yanis jo he ase kushina khaya ide na nish besoin ya nahin deto bin national del nishigi beni nache she hot yesna hanizne ado the action planning group in le division of social service horoben is national Thomas Cody jo khodoye ase Diego hajo khadr del nisto jeno ben da huit ado le no jo DAP des no in sahakis thinking in na action nahat planning sin reflection alayabik bambininachat and bansakis alabik kijidolis violence, domestic violence, substance abuse, MMI, WR, suicide, bikijidolis hatoat and hajo bansakis obeninachis dawit awi ya hoda these nestro danit and other diasnosonication can spausen the neda be keta des ento satabina be nacho de legi ya hoda these nes anjono the neda hinado les noye ase panastin trebeni nachas yego that bit I nishoda alasa beso budget date and gibeni nachinjono be to nisho bansakis I don't mean greets Kirtland versus Grants football ade ono ganjebane ya the football game Grants to Kirtland yedne as anje the nedan lenigi khanda nedo yat etabedini do khanda negida jinodo as chinias ye adenado no sesigi bini nachdo bansa kesa sette sibiadat ishes ado stoni Alaska den ashande Anchorage Alaska taiche ade khadshande shoyebedi nachile atin Washington do large bebe the house negi the US Department of Transportation at end of the day ade large bebe the house negi ade misatani linde do khajo askisen da hoizne do dito in the Houston kitchen hote hanoda ade khon slonde and not keen band the seat in the Deputy Assistant Secretary da ade Orlando Teller ade na rande even that juno ade nen loda hoto bekis da season only Chickaloo Village Chief Gary Harrison ado the council ade bania na khadina se noya tree conference ade khaho ya da a large yas kit Chief Harrison the sejen kit this thing hache nend and his in no hashe na hazne do beni nache da za kushinach this din da zanache large bohzni ho e adshi the nebanan an lo the yana ga se yego zno bania aro sto only za da sta skiste ado do bachen dis jordan le just sakri not da ya hot do that is chill da is that energy ya se sta skidast ado see the net with the stone see John he see ad it long ko see ni it long yan se da kose ad at oyen jina ado be so da no haskin large bohse ne here ado she date and no ne she ado ledo hasi khedano she do ade do yagoda don't see khedan ado she date at no yes na hasle ayo jino men la sto ban sa kisen sa se le nalso sol khaigida hoda nis atha baskin in le Bering Strait do Alaska do huyache le kat hoda kat kida hani tinje yikhe no da ye kista haznem to she hozenda she sata bansis kes arodit nise heshinna nikizad sta askist enoye yishna hasnem aro upcoming events next week President Nygren's fitness challenge nan the Winderock na khochin tagi bande kreda ejoyaja ayo Wednesday and asata seat league in le Sherbrooke Fair binin that she sanat or le noya bedasni a 1 mile run plank 25 push-ups and 25 sit-ups hot oshida hajo ben hot ada ben kizna hodish khoye khojena holji sa Thursday gonna tinche gonna and anisho ben nashne to heha ado khada okisigia se yego sheslin lot edo beshlna da hasne shmasane do ashche do ashida na lista oshkel oz golto na lista na shada juno ben khilna hasne da noda eso heha se abnesh ani do ron nekeche ben khilnashne to heha do le se yego she tin khista hallo don kikena da hajutlo don jono nanses keso den juno nasko nesna oz golto le sienso hoto heha kidini is illoye kedin sino the nebenant na khansla hoje na khansis keso de hoye the nebenant Dr. Buu Nygren hoje he nan kedin ni do leto hogone yat shikero sudne arota isnal sagi hoje na hulji sho he hada kesigi hoye
It's pretty. Yate, good afternoon, everyone. Navajo Nation. Shenan Hidishne Richelle Montoya, your Navajo Nation Vice President. Hashleshnin Slot Katnesani Ebashichin, Kentlichini Edashiche, Tachini Edashanale. So I had la quaggy, Nahana ho Agido, Ohot Am Hitchahana de Zihigi. The Navajo Nation, they need Yediki, but he had la quaggy and Hik and Lidigi, the net. Bunday Nishigi. This past week, I had the opportunity to work with various individuals across Navajo Nation. And just please excuse us. We have some people in our offices that are in the hallways. So if you hear some noise in the background, that's what's going on. But just a lot of different constituent services that are coming through our office. A lot of the things I've heard so far is about our NTUA customers. And I have spoken with one of the board members about the concerns of our constituents in regards to NTUA and the bills that are coming through in large amounts. And just know that we are working on it. I don't know what type of solutions we can come up with because we did have programs that our constituents could apply for to help with the cost of what's going on with our utility bills across Navajo. And I know that some of you have applied for LIHEAP through our Navajo Nation Social Services Department, and you probably got a response saying that there's no funding. Navajo Nation, our fiscal year starts in the month of October and the last month is September, and we are in September. So our new fiscal year starts officially October 1st on Sunday. And so a lot of the information and a lot of the letters that you're getting back are in regards to fiscal year 2023. And so we always want to work with our people when it comes to these type of situations, these type of issues. So just know that Navajo Tribal Utility Authority, NTUA, has a board. It consists of different members across the Navajo Nation. And if you go to their website, it lists who the board members are. And some of them are the council delegates that are currently serving in the 25th. And I believe it's some members are from the 24th Navajo Nation Council. And so reach out to them and let them know what's happening. That's basically what I've done. As the constituent services that are coming in, I contact the board and I let them know the concerns and the issues that are happening with them. So just a little information there. And the same goes with NHA, Navajo Housing Authority. They also have a board that the administration answers to. So if you go to their website, they also have a listing on who their board members are that you can talk to and issue your concerns to. And so if we all do that, and if they have that first-hand information directly from the customers, I think that would go a long way. I won't stop advocating for you, but if we all advocate on behalf of ourselves, on behalf of our family members, our parents, that means a lot also. So check out their website and see who their board members are, and let's advocate to see what solutions they can come up with for us here across Navajo Nation. And as everyone knows, we had the Navajo Nation Fair the previous week, and we have a new Miss Navajo Nation that she spoke to us last Thursday. I know their office has procedures on how to ask for Miss Navajo to come and visit your school or your company, whatever, maybe a chapter, an organization, you want her to come out to the communities, you can contact her office directly, the Office of Miss Navajo Nation. And upcoming, we have the Northern Navajo Fair in Shiprock, New Mexico. And I'm looking forward to that. I know everybody else does. Ayobe benashnikla shumasanedo Shanala has Tinyan, and then my late parents. That was one of our highlights of the year, was to attend the festivities there and to be together, to talk with one another, our neighbors across Navajo Nation, visit our northern Navajo relatives. And it's not just a place to have fun. It's a place to heal. And I saw on social media that the patient and her family are asking for donations. And that's what we do as Navajo citizens. We help one another. We make sure that ceremonies are done in a good way, and that a task doesn't fall heavily on just one person or one family. And make time and make the positive effort to contribute to that ceremony in that way. And of course, there's the Northern Navajo Fair Parade that happens on Saturday. And at the same time, we have the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And so it's a lot of activity the first week of October. And again, it's our first our new year as the net and October begin. So I just want to tell everybody that's going to be attending these festivities to be careful, to look out for one another, to watch out for one another, and hajo alkaane dato atata huiliago e band olta akoeati njinago hawangin nahidi kato nhitrayana da hot eko naspilnane kato le ako ere hot ashik e aro di kuje nashnishigi e ya ayo different issues are popping up across Navajo Nation, a lot of it having to do with our facilities. So di yan le 1980 ya that's it kin na handa hais elia e aro hoste ba hayanigi e nakaya da halya khahadol jijinti jo la de jashliya ko e yak at evaluation that let do the kwiba do le yes the kwila ba do le no e ya Nahanel Kashiaj, Shonovan Dale, the Executive Director of General Services. And hopefully we get that review done soon so that we can really have a better look at what it will cost and what efforts it will take to work on the facilities across Navajo Nation. I have spoken about this before in other Facebook Lives, that we need to make sure that we have a safe and comfortable facility for our Navajo Nation employees to distribute services to our people. And that includes all the way from the buildings here in Window Rock, Arizona, the chapter houses, the senior centers, and the Head Start programs, the different facilities that Navajo Nation takes care of. And in order to do that, we need to have a full staff. And if you are in need of employment, you check out our Navajo Nation website and apply for these jobs, and let's get our workforce in 100% capacity so that we're able to help our people the best way we can. Eko eya hot abe hanadis. Taro shisha office ko na khalait eya vice president with kishna hodesh netano sen goshi eya di koro. I'd like to introduce my new executive assistant. Her name is Josie Bowman. You can reach her at josie.bowman@navajo-nsn.gov, and that's josie.bowman. And Josie can help schedule an appointment to see me. And of course, if you come to the office and I'm not busy, I'm not on the phone with someone else, or I'm not in a meeting, I am able to meet with you and talk with you about anything that you need to talk to me about. I am currently in a meeting on Zoom right now with the New Mexico Task Force for Early Childhood. So I'm going to jump off this Facebook Live and jump back on my Zoom call over there with the state of New Mexico, Cotillion Sneedy. She is the secretary for the Early Childhood Program under the Education branch of the New Mexico state government. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And Allahi date on a Kuritaga Hotanadi, Date Nishto, Hon Yitana, Nate Ashkot Ashanal, President Nygren, Aro, Njunako Ega, Niedo Alto, be good to one another, everyone. Be kind to one another. Also, without a di konjunako na all tahtolel. Aro, everyone, for all your hard work across Navajo Nation. I'm speaking to our Navajo Nation employees. I appreciate each and every one of you, and have a wonderful day. My contact for my executive assistant is going across the bottom of the screen right now. So take note, and if you need to meet with me, let her know, and have a wonderful day, everyone. And I love each and every one of you. Again, this is your Navajo Nation Vice President, Richelle Montoya. Have a good day. Executive Director.
Good afternoon, Yat. This is Michael Anderson. I'm the Executive Division Director for Public Safety, as appointed by Dr. Buu Nygren, our President and leader for the Navajo Nation. Appreciate this opportunity to make a presentation today. I want to talk about a couple things, and I'm glad that we had the opportunity to hear our Vice President, Richelle Montoya, speak to us and give us an opportunity to learn and grow. I had a couple things I wanted to touch bases about. First of all, the fair events. Just to let you know, we're doing an assessment. One of my departments, the Department of Emergency Management, is doing an assessment on the fair. It's particularly the one here in Window Rock, to see how we can better adjust and make corrections to help the flow of traffic. I witnessed that last fair here a couple weeks ago here in Window Rock, and the ingress, egress, the gates and the entrances really created a lot of confusion for our attendees. So we're looking at some opportunities to how we can improve traffic flow, as well as parking, traffic in and out, traffic through. So hopefully we can, as we do this assessment, we can get the different parties involved and see if we can come to an agreement and make it better and safer for all of our attendees of the fair as well. So I'm looking forward to accomplishing that. We have a couple more fairs coming up: the Shiprock Fair and the Northern Fair, as well as the Tuba City Agency Fair over in Tuba City. So as a reminder, we get closer to those events. Just to remind you to be prepared, understand that the traffic will be high. So be aware of your travel and be prepared for those events as they get closer to time on the calendar. And make sure that you've made arrangements for your travel and return safely each time that you travel out. Your vehicle, be prepared as far as equipment in your vehicle. Prepare for any emergencies that might occur, as well as yourself and your family as they come to these events. One of the other areas I wanted to touch bases on was our EMS. We haven't talked about our EMS program. Emergency Medical Services is managed by Chris Cascoli, doing a great job there. He oversees up to 14 different EMS stations across the Navajo Nation. He has approximately about 100, I'd say about 160 employees that staff the different locations. And we actually entered into an IGA with Lechi chapter over in the Western Agency to provide a EMS substation out of the Tuba City location, but it will actually be stationed in Lechi. And they're going to utilize an old building that they have that's been renovated and is getting prepped to provide space for the EMS crew and ambulatory service response for events that are in that area, which will help better serve the general public, as well as some of the other agencies as we are working to better collaborate, a team effort between the different departments of the Division of Public Safety. So this will really help not only EMS, but also help the police department as they're dealing with situations that occur in and around on the highways, at homes. It will provide for a better response time for EMS to get to these locations and assist the general public and cut down response time, and also provide an opportunity to get those individuals that need help to the proper services. So we really look forward to that opportunity and we really appreciate the Lechi chapter, their official, for working with Chris and his crew to ultimately accomplish that and get those services available to our general public. So hehat to Lechi chapter and hehat nana to Chris Cascoli and his team. We really appreciate all the services that you are doing for us. And I know that one thing, and we'll probably talk about this on a later opportunity, but Chris is also working to get some new ambulances in for use in the EMS services. So we look forward to that opportunity. And kind of touching bases on the last message I have is for our staff throughout the Division of Public Safety, as well as any other divisions, departments that work with the Navajo Nation, as well as chapters and it's just even the general public at best. I know that we're dealing with coming out of COVID. Sometimes we're stressed, and we need an opportunity to deal with situations that have been kind of laying dormant or maybe not addressed readily by officials. I'd ask you to give it time, give it an opportunity for your leaders, your department heads, to find a way to ultimately deal with some of these problems. Seek resolve, find a solution that's going to be beneficial for everybody, and not escalate these problems without first going through the proper channel and finding a way that maybe it can be worked out and figured out, and maybe a compromise can be reached and resolution can be done without having going into an adversarial stage of he said, she said. So, but I ask you again, whatever level you're at, take the time to find a way to find a resolve that's going to work for not only you, but your team, your department, and your division. This certainly will last a long time, and it will help you to become part of the solution in us working together and providing services for the Navajo Nation, the Navajo people. And I think as we do this, it'll bring change, and change is inevitable. It'll happen. Change is important. Change will bring new opportunities for us to be successful. So I'd ask you to help us, help your leaders, help your program managers, your supervisors find a way to make things happen with change. So, Edeya, I wanted to say, do nana can't do Shay Michael Anderson. I've lived in Page for several years now. I'm working with the administration here. Twitch eating in Shlona can never change. I seen that should say do so Nana, have a great day, and we look forward to working with you again.
Good afternoon. Yat she Claudia Edgewater. She my discussion strong the look at the name, but she's chin other chish eight the she dot hopa ha eight the shanala. Hakot ego dene stanchlen. I'm the acting superintendent for Department of Dene Education. It is wonderful to spend this afternoon with everybody online and listening in. So right now, I'd like to share some information that's helpful, and I'd like to see you participate in some of the following events coming up. Right now, for Monday, October 2nd, starting at 8:30, we have registration to 9 o'clock. We'll be starting with a DOTI, Department of Dene Education training here on site in Window Rock. The topics here will be discussed are special education, exceptional services. This is for information for schools when they come here about what requirements or what obligations they should be affording to students with disabilities in their schools, as far as like IEPs or evaluation reports. Also, what kind of services are being provided as far as like physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, and making sure that the students are receiving the best quality services if it's pertaining to exceptional education for students. In lieu of that, we also have a big portion of our training is going to be with residential departments. We do have some facilities here on the Navajo Nation that house students. So we want to make sure that we provide assistance in the residential programs here on the Navajo Reservation, as far as like reporting of your 45-day reports. And I guess coming out of the pandemic, I guess there's a big need in this area because a lot of people have been at home and isolated for about a year to 2 years. So this will allow our school, our personnel in the residential department to be able to elevate the residential programs there in the schools and the standalone programs as well. Here they will learn what they can use as far as involving stakeholders from the community, parent involvement, being able to increase like the usage in their facilities, if it can be from any avenue of technology to counseling services, or how they utilize their time to help improve student improvement and working in partnerships or working with their schools as well. So that's another portion of the segment. Another thing we also will review is the Navajo Nation School Intervention Policy. This policy has been put in place. It's been in place for a few years now. So the intervention policy allows a report to be taken of a school of concerns, and then there's a process that will take place in order how it gives us an idea of formalities of how we address schools coming in if there's a lot of concerns of that school and the operations of that school. So, and if it impedes the learning in those schools across the Navajo Nation. So those are the basic topics of our training on Monday. It's open to anybody. We would really like individuals to attend if you'd like. Also, we will also, notice has been mailed out to schools as well. So also next October 18th through the 21st, there's a National Indian Education Association, NIEA, that will be hosted in Albuquerque Convention Center as well. This is a conference or a convention that takes place, and it discusses all the national issues pertaining to education across Indian country throughout the United States. So once again, that will take place October 18th through the 21st. On October 9th, we have reauthorization training that will also take place here at Department of Dene Education. We, through this process, there's several things that need to be trained, and there's like submission of documents for schools to be reauthorized. This coming school year, we have a reauthorization process that will take place for 17 different schools. So please visit your local school, ask them if they're coming up on reauthorization, because a part of that process too is also parent involvement and community outreach. Are you being informed of the things that happen at your school? Is your school including you in the decisions of your child as far as like academic performance, curriculum in the schools? So you are a part of that process for these school reauthorizations. So like I said, we have 17 schools that are gonna come up on the reauthorization this year. So please touch base with your school and inquire about those as well. So like I said, Monday we have a day-long event. You're more than welcome to attend. And then that is about it. But, you know, those are the basic information for Department of Dene Education. In lieu of that, you know, the fall is coming up. I know winter's getting, you know, driving by the road, you see kids without their jacket. It kind of gets a little chilly in the morning. So please make sure that your kids have jackets and a light jacket or sweater to wear at the bus stops in the morning as well. I do notice that some kids are way away from the highway. Thank you for emphasizing the safety of your kids when they're at the bus stop. and just moving forward. I did meet with Arizona Department of Education last week. We did talk about several issues. One of them is just addressing student performance, academic performance in schools, advocating for our Navajo schools here on the reservation. So that meeting did take place last week as well. The week before, I did have the privilege to attend a meeting in Washington, D.C. There we met with headquarters of BIE staff, and that also advocating for our schools here on the nation as well, as far as addressing school performance, addressing school safety issues, and just the quality of education, and ensuring that we're addressing the needs of our educational realm here in the nation. So other than that, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful day and be safe. Yeah.
Kadia. Oh, yeah, ela kodo shikwasene shikido shidene. Good afternoon. Yat in Hitchino Tony Skolanis. I'm the division director for Division of Economic Development. Tolechini and Sheto Tachini and Lithuanian Bashishin, and I come from a place called Big Mountain, which is on Black Mesa. There's a couple of items. I just came back from Western Navajo. There's a lot of things that are going on in the community. And one of the things that we did this week is we met with the communities where that have been impacted by coal mining and power plants and some of the closures that have happened. And so that's really what I'm going to talk about today, Kodo, is that in this day and age, there's a lot of trends, and there's a lot of forces that are causing these power plants to close, and for the nation, really the whole world at some point is going to move towards renewable energy. And so we have a situation like that in Page and Lechi'i, where there was a power plant and there was two coal mines. One of the mines called the Black Mesa mine really was the feeder for Mojave Generating Station. And they actually had a pipeline that piped water from Black Mesa all the way to Laughlin, Nevada, where there was a coal-fired power plant. It's called the Mojave Generating Station. And this happened, every year this coal mine used 1.3 billion gallons of what's really considered pristine water. Some of the the oldest water that was available really on Navajo. It was deposited during the last ice age, and some of the most purest water. So you have a 300-mile pipeline, and that pipeline still sits there. But then with the Navajo generating station in Page, Lechi'i, that was fed by you had like conveyor belts that brought coal off the mesa to down to really a place called Black Mesa. There's a station there where they loaded the pulverized coal onto rail cars, and then these rail cars ran through 4 communities, and they ran to the power plant there at Navajo. And this again was both these power plants really emitted a lot of SO2, sulfur, mercury. But they really created a lot of, they were a big source of revenue for the Navajo Nation. A lot of, my family were miners, power plant workers. I come from that side. I grew up with Peabody in sight. But now our communities are faced with what's next. How do we build an economy post these power plants? And that's really on the mind of a lot of our leaders. So what we're doing at NGS is really, we're looking at all those things. We've already started a lot of those, like buildings. We're not getting all of it back. Obviously, they had to take down the stacks. They had to take down a lot of the, they're reclaiming a lot of the area. but there's about 1,000 acres that's left behind. The Navajo Nation, about 4 years ago, they asked to keep things like the railroad intact. Even though the rail cars are long gone, the power lines that power the electrical rail cars are long gone. A lot of the facilities that took coal from Black Mesa down to the rail station are taken out. So what do we do next, and what can we do with some of these assets? And so that's really my job. I sat down with spent all day with 4 of the chapters yesterday. Kaibito, Tonalia, Lechi'i, Shanto, right? These communities have been impacted, but they're positive about it. They said let's take this railroad, let's build it into something that's like a world-class, some kind of like a train system, a rail system. And we have a Navajo entrepreneur that actually worked at the power plant, and she started a company called Sunbeams Tours. And so she has made a serious proposal to do a real innovation in rail cars, some of the best innovation that I've ever seen. She has her technical team. They want to turn that into a tourist railroad. That with battery-powered system. The guy that's actually designing the battery engines for the rail cars was at the community. We were just all blown away by the technology and what could be. We could do some of the manufacturing of those types of cars. She is getting a patent on that technology. But the ability to go beyond just tourism, carrying tourists, but really carrying workers, At the NJS site, we're really working hard to. We've been working with this group called Zini Homes, and they build premium small homes. That's a big movement in the country too. Is living smaller. It's an environmentally sensitive. Kind of if a lot of us, we grew up in a Hogan, and a lot of our relatives were in there. But all of us were in a Hogan. But it ensures like sharing of culture. It ensures sharing of teachings. There's a female side, male side, and if you really think about it, over thousands of years, that was really the architectural technology that our people came up with. So in this Zini Homes, and we're creating a subsidiary under Zini called Hojoni Homes, which will be a product really for our Navajo people. So we're building this. We have a factory. There's probably about 90 workers now, all mainly Navajo. A lot of them former power plant workers. They're building, there's model homes, if you guys want to see it, down in Mesa. They're building an apartment complex with these. You can stack them 5 high. They're premium. I mean, I love a beautiful home, even though I grew up in a Hogan. And these products are just at a whole nother level and very affordable. And so we definitely want to create a product for our Navajo people too. So that's what's going on. We're expanding that. We want to obviously there's already hundreds of orders. There's already a lot of the current designs have a lot of windows, and we've been told that Navajos they want less windows. So we're developing products that are more cultural to that. We want to use that solution even for some of our old trading posts. Yeah. So a lot of our old trading posts, we live in a food desert. So though we only have 13 grocery stores on Navajo, and a lot of our grocery stores aren't selling our local meats. They're not selling our local produce, our local corn, our Three Sisters. These are the most healing foods. Yeah, we do it in an organic way. We do it using traditional knowledge, traditional techniques, and so we want to create places where we can sell that. So that's really a part of our conversation is how do we build affordable, kind of exciting type of retail centers in our communities. And one of the most rural places where actually came up with this solution at a place called Rocky Ridge. It's up in the land dispute area, but very traditional Navajo. They're all of the people, even the kids. A lot of them are still speak our language, but it's very rural. There's an old store, the Navajo Trading Post, that is that's really, it can't operate anymore in that building. So we have to find a solution. The solution is we're going to clean that up and use these zine products. Yeah, they're high ceiling. You can stack them, as I said, 5 high. But our solution is like we want to use 3 of those stacked with decks. We want to bring a really innovative solution that will excite our youth, but also our honors our elders, and really we also want to start integrating that solutions to dealing with the food desert, and so that's one model, and I really wanted to talk about that. In terms of transition, with the other part of our conversation yesterday with all these communities was we want to do really clean tourism. There's a lot of most of us have been to places like Durango, our Flagstaff, Arizona, where there's a lot of running teams, runners that come to these places. Flagstaff is a place where it's #1 running destination, like a training grounds in the United States now. It used to be Boulder, then it was Eugene, Oregon. NAU every year, go Lumberjacks. They're now like 5 or 7 years in a row national champs at cross country. Of all the colleges and the universities in the United States, and they usually have a couple of Navajo runners on their team. But the point is that this is a type of tourism, and so yesterday we spent some time actually with our community, thinking through how to create like running, hiking trails along that railroad right away. We spent a lot of time thinking about, well, let's actually hold an event. Let's actually do like a cleanup of the road that runs adjacent to the railroad. The scenery, the beauty, the Navajo mountains, the mesas, the lakes over here. It's just a beautiful scenery. So there's already it's really one of the #1 places that people are coming to already from the international audience. So that's something we're working on, and we're going to be doing our first run in early November. You'll hear about it. We're doing it through Yes, but just wanted to. That's really just a highlight. But I want to let you know that I'm really working on transition thinking and economics. I mean, we want to do things like battery storage projects where we can. This is big money maker potential for Navajo, but it's a way to transition these assets. You can do solar projects next to where these power plants used to sit to utilize the substations and the power lines that go on to the big cities and stuff. So Korea, that's really all the time I have today. I know this is a big subject. I really am passionate about transition economics. So it's really good to talk with you today. Have a great week. Going at.